Welcome to Getcha Popcorn Ready podcast. Here your boy T.O. and we have my boy with the big head.
Yes, sir. Big head hatches in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on with you, T? How you living, buddy?
Man, I'm good, man. I look good, feel good. I feel extra good. You know, we got Maya coming to the show today.
You know what? I could have guessed we was gonna have a female guest because the way you dress. You got your cologne. I smell your cologne.
You smell my cologne.
I smell it through the screen. You got your jewelry on. You brushed your teeth. I see. You got one of them extra medium shirts on. Okay.
No, this is actually an extra large. I just, I've been hitting the weights. They said something about a comeback, so I might just, I might really just give it a try. So I've been hitting the weights just a little bit, a tiny bit, not a lot. But you know
what they say, you stay ready, you got to get ready. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
right.
So if you had one game this year, right? At 46 years old, let's say last week of the season. So it's week 16, team about to go to the playoffs. You guys are 9-5 playing against the best defense in the league. Let's say you're going up against the 49ers to go to the playoffs, right? You're playing for another NFC team. What's your numbers in that game? One game at 46 years old.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm probably going to only be playing in like third downs.
Right.
Situations, maybe red zone.
Right.
But given the fact that, like I said, I played against Richard Sherman. I've seen tape on him. Mm-hmm. I feel like I would have some success based on my knowledge of the game. I know kind of how he plays.
Okay.
I kind of know what routes he's susceptible on.
Okay.
You talk about red zone. That's easy for me. I mean, that would be easy for the offense. Just for hypothetically speaking, being that I ran against Tyreek Hill, just say that I'm. Obviously, we wouldn't be playing each other because it's
right.
But just hypothetically, just say I'm with the Chiefs, and you think about the weapons that they have. They got Watkins, they got Kelsey, they got Tyreek Hill, and just think you add me in the mix. So if they want to sleep on me and think that I'm not,
they go put the third DB on you. They're not going to put Richard Sherman on you. They're going to put the nickel corner on you.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to eat.
What's your numbers, dog? Okay, you got 60 plays in the game, right? So you're going to play almost all third down, some second down. There's a lot, 3-4 receiver sets. So I give you 20 plays right there. Let's say another 10 plays in the red zone. Okay, let's say you got 25 to 30 plays. What's your numbers?
I say anywhere between 5 to 10 receptions, about 81 yards, and maybe a tub.
Get out of here, man. You ain't doing that.
That's better.
You're going to have one catch for 1 yard. It's going to be on a shallow cross.
First of all, I shouldn't even be running the shallow cross if I'm catching it at 1 yard because the route is at least 5
I know.
Yards.
That's why I said one. You came back.
You chimed in, the hater that you are. It's only right and only fitting that you would say I would 1 for 1.
No.
Hey, but I'll take 1 for 1 for 1.
All right, there it is.
Catch, 1 yard, and one
tub.
I'll take that.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You have it. Week 16. Look out for TL coming at you. Yes, sir. Get Your Popcorn Ready podcast. Don't forget to tune in on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcasts.
And definitely YouTube channel. I have that. If you want to see the video version of this show, please tune in. Check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Terrell Owens.
Coming up next, we have the lovely songbird Maya, R&B Grammy Award winner, coming up on the show next on Get Your Popcorn Ready podcast. Yee! Welcome to Get Your Popcorn Ready. It's your host Hatch with my boy.
Yes, sir. You see how I am, how I look. I look good, feel good. This is T.O. in the building.
We got a special guest today. Maya is also in the building with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful, lovely songbird Maya. Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. How are you guys doing?
We're good. Out here on the West Coast.
Fantabulous.
You're on the East Coast, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you guys got some weather down there, huh? What, the hurricane? Something's supposed to happen with that?
About 4:45 in the morning today, I got a nice alert on my phone about a hurricane warning and finding cover, finding a basement, and then the flash flood warning started flooding through.
Oh, wow. Oh, so you in the middle of it.
Right in the middle of it. I didn't
Okay.
necessarily know what was going to happen. I actually went outside and waited for the beginnings of it so that I could wake my, family up and let them know as well, or let them sleep. But then today, there's one side of the sky that I witnessed that's super dark. And then the other side of the sky is really light. Rain, sun, and rainbow.
Okay.
That was me. That was me.
No, you were the dark side. That's what it was.
No, I'm the light side with a little bit of the thunder, the rainbow.
No, you're the dark side.
And the sunshine.
You're the dark side. I'm the light side, B. You know how it goes. So when it's like weather like this, do you get inspired by any way, any shape or form, like with the music, or like is that why you're out there looking at it and trying to feel the mood?
I have animals, so I was honestly just out there. One of my girlfriends, it's her birthday. She visited, and she has dogs as well. And we were just kind of chopping it up outside, and I left, and there's this sun and rain happening, and I looked to my right, and there's this dark sky and a rainbow. And so I was just in awe. Sometimes it actually does, inspire some thoughts of writing, but today was just a quickie outdoor situation.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you said animals, plural. So what animals do you have?
I have 3 dogs and 1 outdoor cat. I have a Rottweiler, a Rhodesian Ridgeback, and a Terrier Poodle mix.
I love Rhodesian Ridgebacks. That's my favorite. That's my favorite dog. If I get a dog, that's what I've always said I wanted to get, a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
So why don't you have a dog then, since you like them so
because
much?
I'm waiting to get a big enough place, and a place where, and I'm sure Maya can attest, those dogs, they require a lot of exercise. They need to be outdoors and run around.
They do.
Okay.
And the reason they call them Ridgeback is because the hair on their backside, it goes the opposite way.
Oh, okay. You got a little Google on. I see. I ain't mad at you. You Google the dog. That's cool. I see. So you're okay. Are you just a pet person, period, or these are just your dogs? You like all animals?
I've had animals all my life, pets all my life. It ranged from rabbits to turtles.
So would you say you're a country girl then?
For sure.
Okay.
You're like Dr. Doolittle.
Well, I grew up in DC and Maryland, so the best of both worlds, but definitely country at heart, definitely an animal lover, activist, all of that, vegan. But I just love animals. They're very much like kids. They do require a lot of attention and maintenance. Okay. And each one of them has their own personality.
Yeah, facts. Go ahead, T.
No, go ahead. What do you got? Go ahead.
I would say, so talking about growing up in the DMV area, so I want to kind of go back a little bit, because that's kind of how your career obviously began there in the DMV area. So kind of take us back to, the beginning of, your whole career in that area.
Wow. Well, I was always a performer since I was about 4 years old.
Okay.
And I was in several dance competitions, recitals, as many young kids are, gymnastics, ballet, jazz, tap, and majorettes. But my mother started piano lessons with me at 5. And then I began to play the violin in 5th grade all the way through high school. And then also was part of gospel choir my entire high school, dance team captain, all of that. Singing was something that I'd just always done casually around the house. And my dad was the singer and performer in the family. So he had always had musicians over. The band was always rehearsing in the living room or the garage, neighbors complaining, because he would gig constantly every week. I watched my father in the recording studio, printing his own vinyl to creating his own label, TMC Productions, way back in the day.
Oh, that was it, TMC Productions. Okay.
Maya Chaz. Ruth was my mother. Obviously, I'm the daughter, and then Chaz was my first brother before my baby brother was born. But he got local radio play, but he was a hustler, a grinder, kept 3 jobs, and still pursued his passion. And I was always around music, even if it were through the other arts. And it's just something that I kind of fell into as far as the record deal happening first, but I was originally going to go to New York City and pursue Broadway after college. So it happened. with Interscope Records and a independent label based in Washington, D.C. My last year of high school, they came to my house to hear me sing live because they received the demo tape. They saw the bio of all the performances and things that
wait. They came to the house to hear you live? So how was that like? Like somebody knock on the door? I mean, that had to be like, okay, they hear y'all. Did y'all cook for them? Or like y'all just, what was that whole day like?
So I'd gotten back from high school and I was upstairs doing my homework and my parents called me downstairs and there were these two strangers in the living room that I'd never met.
Right.
But once upon a time, my dad had delivered the demo and the bio along with the 8x10 pictures and all of that stuff to them. And they were actually looking for a female artist locally because at the time they had Drew Hill, who are from Baltimore. Signed in a gospel R&B group named Pure Soul, who sang Stairway to Heaven. So I was actually what they were looking for. And they wanted to see what I was like in person, my personality, how I spoke, if I had star quality, how well I could sing a cappella. So I sang a couple of songs.
What song did you sing?
I sang In Vogue, which is basically Jackson 5, Who's Loving You.
Okay,
Acapella, and then Monica, Before You Walk Out My Life, Mary J. Blige, Reminisce, the intro. Yeah, so.
Yeah, okay. That's what's up.
So this was acapella, right? So this one right here, he thinks he can sing.
I got skills.
I'm sort of like the dancer. I'm like the dancer and possibly singer in the group, but he swears down that he can sing. Maya, will you ask him to give us a little rendition?
Because look,
if you're a singer, this is just like Maya's audition. Okay. We're bringing you into downstairs right now.
I don't need no audition
in the house.
I don't need no audition. It ain't no strangers up in my house. So Maya, you're a singer, so you have to warm up properly when you So he put me on the spot, and I was like, I'll sing anything. This dude asked me to sing Prince with no warm-up. So I'm like, that's kind of hard to do.
You can't tell nobody. You should have a go-to song.
My go-to song is New Edition. It wasn't Prince. Prince is hard.
Fun.
But
Can
Maya,
you stand the rain? Absolutely.
Right. But I'm sure Maya, as a singer, I'm sure there are songs that she should warm up for. She has to. And then I'm sure there's some go-to songs that she doesn't have to warm up for, and she can just go with the flow.
What's some of your go-to songs, Maya? What's some of your go-tos?
Favorite songs?
All-time favorites. Yeah.
Oh, Ribbon in the Sky, Stevie Wonder has always been my
Ribbon in the Sky. Yeah, that's nice.
Favorite, all-time favorite. Yeah, I mean, I love everything Prince, but the hits, of course, they move you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love disco music, Donna Summer. I love 70s funk, Rick James. I love that whole era of music that I grew up on.
So what are you currently working on right now? I guess I would say in the music space.
In the music space, I released 3 singles this year. One was a music video. And the next one was a 22nd anniversary release on 420. It's called You Got Me Part 2 for my 90s R&B core fan base.
Okay.
And super producers produced the track. I wrote it. And the latest single right now is called Space and Time. It's something that I recorded in 2018, but just released this year. Shot a video in my yard on my property and in quarantine.
Nice. Okay.
Very, very healing record. It's a very healing record that is all about allowing yourself space and time, obviously, granting yourself the permission to just kind of unplug from the world, to process whatever might be happening in your life personally or what's happening in the world currently. And it's just a timeless record, a Louis Short production. So I'm working on the 10th album, which is the 13th or 14th overall studio project. And also working on the audiobook to my vegan starter guide.
Nice.
In the studio.
So this was seems like to be perfect timing, especially with the pandemic, and obviously we're dealing as a country, we're dealing with the whole social injustice and inequality pandemic. So I guess get, like you said, to unplug and try to get away from, whatever it is that we're trying to get away from. Like, this is, I guess, perfect timing for that type of album. Would you say?
Absolutely. I've been working on it for years, in between album releases and touring. But I'm going to go to Nashville, Tennessee to finish this first one up. Also working on another one simultaneously in a completely different direction. But yes, the timing is perfect and essential right now. And that's why I released that song that I've kind of been holding on to. It's all about self-care, which is also essential during this time.
What has the response been?
Surprisingly, it's been amazing. I was really contemplating reaction coming off of R&B projects consistently, because this is not your traditional R&B. This is not your trap and-B. This is not contemporary R&B. This is like timeless music that you might hear at the end of a soundtrack or the rolling credits at the end of a film. A lot of people say that it reminds them of Disney.
Nice. Okay. That's a good box to be in.
I'm not mad at it. The sound is just appropriate for now. The message is more appropriate for now. And I just wasn't scared of it, fearful for it or of it for that reason. But initially, because it does sound like a pop R&B country fusion, I was not quite sure in this climate that we're in today how people would receive it. But it's been great.
So since you've been, like I said, 1998 is when you signed, your first deal, and it's been 22 plus years. As for me, the music industry has changed, completely. So what have you seen that, from the last 4 or 5 years, what's different than when you started back in the late 90s?
Well, I'm going to tell you. Everything.
Right.
I recorded my first album to tape, analog.
Tape, what's that?
I mean, you got to go in the studio pre-rehearsed to know your shit. And you can't mess up. Otherwise, they're slicing tape to edit your vocals. So all of that was happening before Pro Tools. My first album also came out on cassette and CD. There were cassette singles, there was vinyl.
Singles, yeah.
I've seen it change before my eyes, but I was also on the cusp, and just a couple of years later, the internet blossomed, like early 2000, maybe one or two. And then you would see the record labels begin to struggle financially, and the budgets were cut, and there were layoffs and merges shortly after. And so they've also had to figure it out in the digital age with streaming and digital downloads, but also illegal downloads with the Napster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so music has been hurting for a long time. But thankfully, this new age of social media, many are now more connected all over the world than ever before to artists. And this is also a great climate for independent artists, because now there's so many platforms for distribution. No matter who you are, you have a voice, you have a platform. YouTube has been great for discovery of artists all over the world. And then you have these television shows as well, where they go on audition on foot to so many places, and then they have spinoffs in other countries, the American Idols, the X Factors, and the opportunity is endless now that we're all connected globally. So I've seen it change.
I agree. Well, I'm going to tell you a way that you changed my life, and you have no idea how you did it. But unlike the guy over there, like I'm a very good dresser, right? He kind of goes, he's a little bit extra when he dresses.
Oh my God!
But when you came out with the song, you and Jay-Z did "Best of Me," and you guys had the baby blue on. I was a baby blue fanatic, right? For probably from 99 all the way up to 2005. I had an all baby blue suit that was inspired from that video. And I was clean. Oh, I was clean. You couldn't tell me nothing.
That's so sweet.
Hey, but I rocked baby blue probably for a good 4 or 5 years though. Like hard. And I was it was all from that video when you and Jay was you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I got rid of I outgrew my baby blue. You know what I'm saying? But don't be a hater because you can't dress. You know what I'm saying?
What color were your shoes? Were they white?
White Air Force Ones. 2000, that's all you rock. Air Force Ones went with everything. Suit, whatever. Air Force Ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was clean. I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna post that on social media for y'all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Maya, I think I can't remember. Do you remember the first time we met? I think it was like a Jordan something
event. And there was like a little stage and like fighting. I don't know, was it outdoor and indoor?
Right, yeah. That was the first time I had ever met you. So yeah, that was a good experience.
What state
was it? Was it at a sporting event?
No, I don't know if it was a sporting event. I can't
I feel
recall.
like they had a DJ though.
What's that?
They had a DJ, right?
Yeah, it was some. I don't know what it was exactly, but I know it was a big event. Like you said, it had a big stage, bunch of lights and stuff like that. But yeah, that I can't remember the details.
Do you watch sports at all, Maya?
I'm a big boxing fan, and
really,
I actually grew up in a football/boxing household. It was never really basketball too much, but my dad used to actually box and play football and basketball.
Nice.
So are you looking forward to this? Are you looking forward to the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight?
Always. I look forward to every fight, It puts me in the right mindset. I love boxing. That's my favorite sport, by the way. It's an individual sport, but something about it is very magical for me. It puts me in this zone. It keeps me on track. And I get the eye of the tiger,
There you go.
Reset.
There you go. So do you like the UFC as well? All that, or just boxing?
I don't like UFC, actually. It's too much for me to watch. It's too brutal. I can't get through it. So I don't tune into that. I like the technicalities of boxing.
Okay.
And I've actually done boxing training before. So maybe because I have been involved in that and my dad used to box, I don't know. For me, mentally, physically is great, of course, but mentally it whips me into the right mindset.
Aggressiveness,
but also meticulous in moves and telegraphing your moves and not letting everybody know too soon what's about to happen. Different philosophies of boxing that I really get into.
Gotcha. So is that sort of like kind of the approach that you take with what your like your lifestyle, your music, releasing music, things of that nature, things that you're working on? Because I know you're into like fitness, skincare, obviously the vegan lifestyle. So obviously these particular strategic moves, is that how you approach your endeavors?
It's the mental stability and the strength internally that I pull from in boxing. Obviously, as an independent artist and just being on your grind and then taking the beating from the outside world is necessary to fuel you. But it's an individual sport. And as an individual, there's no machine or no team players as far as being in that ring when it's time to throw down. And so I think a lot of those points in boxing I pull from for the mental strength and conditioning that you need to continue. So it's always an internal thing for me. But yes, everything from running a label to grinding and hustling, but also being my own disciplinarian and making sure that I'm doing what I need to do as far as, do I need to fast right now? What do I need to fast from? The same way they do it before a fight. I need to train. These are the hours that I need to get up. If you want to achieve something, you go hard. I got to strip this from my diet. Okay, no alcohol for this amount of time, meaning wine, because that's the only thing I drink now. But yeah, just being very, very strict on myself as if I am an athlete, but obviously apply it to
absolutely
my lifestyle and my profession.
So you said you made a statement, taking a beating from the outside world, right? So I mean, from the outside looking in, people are going to look at you, look at your lifestyle, say you have it all figured out. You've had the perfect life. You've never went through these things, right? Because that's what people think about celebrities and athletes. Like you show up on stage and you've been a star your whole life. But give us an example of something, like I said, where you thought the world, like I said, was beating you down. Something you had to go through and overcome to make you a better, person, number one, and of course, a better artist as well.
Well, whenever you're a public figure, there's
Mm-hmm.
always rumors, there's always false talk, there's always defamation of character, there's always
Mm-hmm.
a lot of hate that comes your way.
Yeah.
And maybe your fans think you have it all figured out because of what it looks like for them. But as far as the industry standards and what people also appoint you to be, um, why are you not married? When are you having kids? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or you're washed up because you're a certain age as a woman or man.
Mm-hmm.
Or how come we don't hear your music anymore? Or her last hit was such and such, because they don't have the machine right now to push out certain independent things that I do. And I've never stopped. But the story and the perception is a lot different. So people assume the worst all the time. And you do take beatings because people tend to defame your character or who you are just by clickbait, because it benefits them with advertising dollars or a headline that makes sense at the expense of you.
Absolutely.
And who you really are as a person. So you got to be ready for that. And I feel like all sports condition you for like that. If you don't beat yourself up somewhere, whether it's the gym, whether it's the court, whether it's the field, whatever it is, you got to develop a second layer and be able to take the punches, because there's a lot out here, no matter what field you are in. That's just the way the world is,
Yep.
So that's what I was referring to.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Because me and T always talk about, like, if social media was around when we were playing, like our perception of who we, especially for him, would be totally different, because he'd be able to answer those questions. And I used to always tell him, I probably could never read anything after a game, because I'm too sensitive. I wouldn't read anything when I was playing. I wouldn't read no newspapers, and I'd have a stack. And then after the season, I'd read everything, but I really read all the negative stuff 2 or 3 times, because that's what fueled me. It's like T, like, he has, of course, now he even has a bunch of people like on social media, but he would be able to answer all of those, I guess the questions, or is he
those
this
critics,
all the critics. He'd be able to do all that right now but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the world has an opinion, but that's what we also sign up for as well. It's how you deal with it.
Yes.
That is the challenge.
Absolutely.
Always a challenge.
Yeah, it's definitely how you respond to it. And it's almost like that saying, to whom much is given, much is required. And so, it comes with the territory. And as you mentioned, it's a good metaphor. I mean, just being beat up from the outside world. And again, it fuels you. It strengthens who you are, your person, your character. And as Hatch said, I mean, I've gone through a lot of, I'm sure you've gone through it. Hatch has gone through it. We've all gone through it to some degree. But as you mentioned, and as you said, it's all about how you respond to it. And so for me, I just kind of deal with it. Hatch has kind of seen it, and heard it all as it relates to me. But a lot of people, again, they wonder how I'm able to kind of smile and hold my head up high. But a lot of it, I think, with you, Maya, just hearing you and just talking about your mom and your dad, that's really kind of where your strength came from, your parents and your upbringing. And for me, I didn't have a mom and a dad in the same household, but my grandmother was sort of like my mom, my dad, and my grandmother. So that's kind of like where my strength came from, to withstand, like you said, all the beatings that come from the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So of course, going over that now. So give us some of your highlights. Was winning the Grammy, was like that your highlight, you think, of your career, or like said, doing a collab with somebody, was that a highlight? Give us what was your main highlight of your career? Because usually most of the time it's something that people wouldn't think it was. Something nobody else knows about.
I think getting a Grammy was beautiful, and doing it with other ladies, it was a nice accolade to add to the resume, and a little title to throw out there.
I got a little Grammy, y'all. That's all.
But I would honestly say getting nominated for a body of work that I executive produced in 2017 was a big highlight, because it was independent and so unexpected. I didn't even call that particular album that I released in 2016 an album, because I was independent, funding everything myself. Didn't shoot any videos for it until after it got nominated for a Grammy. So it was like an EP or just project to me. But because it did qualify as an album, because there was more than 8 songs. I think there were 12 or 13 on there. Smooth Jones is the title. It got nominated, and it says executive produced by Maya. You know, that was very big for me, because when I did go independent, I didn't necessarily know what I was signing up for. And circumstantially, I just didn't want to go to court and sue my record label for accidentally releasing an album that got leaked. So I just decided to go independent, having no clue. And then, you know, that very first year, another highlight, meeting Prince, who became a business mentor to me, has kept me independent to this day, with the conversations and the knowledge and the wisdom that he shared, but also the encouragement.
What's something that Prince told you that stays with you?
Stay independent, and I'll help you.
Yeah. Okay.
Own your masters, you know, own your masters. Don't sample records, you know, play an instrument, you know, and perfect your craft. So a lot of the things that he spoke about, I incorporated that into the album and just lived by that, and it paid off. So that was a big highlight for me, because of that highlight, meeting him and all the love that he's just engulfed other artists with, that he saw a spark or a light within.
That's awesome. So, congratulations on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. And for everybody that's listening, we're here with Maya, lovely Maya. My next question would be, because I want to know, because I've always kind of wondered this, and I'm sure a lot of listeners, they may not know how a collaboration works. When you're collaborating with someone, how does that work? Like, who comes up with the music? Who comes up with the hook? Who comes up with the lyrics? Like, give us in your short version of how that works.
It varies, you know. When I was signed to a major label, it worked so many different ways. And we could have a record that's being done collectively with a group of people or just 2 people. For example, Wyclef, Jerry Wonder, and I wrote a song called Lie Detector. We thought Beanie Man would sonically fit the record, so we hit him up. We worked it out, trade-off agreement. Next thing you know, I'm now on Beanie Man's album because he's on mine. And so the record labels pay the same amount, you know, and there's zero balance. So the business behind it, there's an even linear keel to it, so that it's a trade. And I work the same way as an independent artist. You know, I'm like, hey, feature, please. I'll do something for your album as well. Trade off. There's no money put up front. Working together, you know, and it's financially a safe place for everyone. And that's always great. Whether you're independent, they're independent. Virtually, it's done a lot because a lot of artists are touring. So, for example, I'm in the studio right now. I've just done like 4 collaborations during this time, and I'll just send my vocals via WeTransfer.com, because we chop it up on the phone first, and they let me know what the direction of the album is. Sometimes I'll write it, or sometimes I'll have an idea, send me a dummy vocal, or I'll come up with something completely new and just play around with ideas and send it to them.
Who would be your dream collab? Like your top, like, would blow your mind if you could get the collab with this person?
There's so many, but I've always loved 70s funk music and 90s music as well. I mean, one of the artists that is a heck of a performer and musician and entertainer, love his shows. Bruno Mars is someone that I've always wanted to work with on the singing side of things. I would love to get with a J. Cole because of what he speaks about, and people don't know that I got bars too.
Hey, hold on now. You can't say you got bars and then not give us bars. What's up?
Oh, snap. The bars I got is some chocolate bars in the refrigerator. I got some protein bars. I ain't got those kind of bars.
You'll get bars here from me, because you know.
There it is.
Oh no!
Okay, so that's Bruno.
You can't tell us. You can't sit up here and tell us you got bars without
the sample. Without the sample.
I mean,
you in the studio. You in your element. What's up?
I mean, I'll play it for you exclusively because it's unreleased. You know
Okay. We'll respect that. Okay. I got you.
Okay, so I'm gonna. So in the sports world, we have this little game we call start one, bench one, cut one. You know what that means? Like you're starting. That's your best, And if you bench one, that's your second best. But if you cut one, they're off the team, right?
Okay.
So let's say if you have to give you 3 artists, right? Let's say performers, female performers,
Look now,
right?
I'm not doing that because y'all are gonna have me on the shade room looking crazy.
Oh no, Look, I can't even lie. I'm trying.
No,
like
the shade room. This ain't nothing like the shade room.
No. They will take this snippet and.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I'll give you the names first, and then if you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. Right?
Okay.
Janet, Beyonce, Rihanna.
Come on now.
I don't know because it's your personal preference. I can tell you what I would do.
Beyonce and Rihanna. Ooh.
Y'all will not. Y'all will not.
Okay, so if we say it, do we get in trouble? Because I personally I would
cut right now.
Because I'll cut Rihanna.
Y'all are cut.
Okay, we good. So I've cut Rihanna, and Janet's on the bench. Beyonce's the starter. What about you, T? And you can just shake your head if you agree with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. First of all,
three.
That was 3. First of all, I'm starting Maya. I'm starting Maya.
Well,
and I'm starting Maya. Beyonce's on the bench, and I guess I had to cut.
See, you're actually canceled from cancel culture.
You can't do that. Can't even do that. You don't.
Hey, that's tough right
it's there. It's supposed to be tough, right? It's supposed to be tough. Let me go one more. If it's outside the music industry, would you be okay to answer that, Maya?
But what is it? Is it a celebrity? What is it?
I mean, the next one I was gonna go male R&B, and I was gonna go.
I'm not cutting nobody.
You can't cut nobody.
She said she ain't cutting nobody. Okay. She ain't getting on nobody.
Okay, well, let me ask. Okay, will you do boxers then? Will you do boxers?
I mean, okay, I'll try, but
okay,
that takes studying, and I don't want to offend somebody.
No, how's that? You're a boxer. You're a
boxing fan.
I'm a boxing fan, but I don't actually study it hardcore. You know,
it's not that. It's not that.
It's a person. It's all personal. I want that person.
Yeah, it's not in depth.
Okay.
So Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, or Mayweather.
Well, I believe Mayweather is still undefeated. Correct.
Yeah.
Starter.
Okay, starter for that reason. Okay, I see it.
Oh, Muhammad Ali is a legend. So he's
bench.
In.
Okay,
he's on the bench.
Yeah. And then obviously you had to cut
Mike.
So that's.
But you
got to cut Mike. Okay. Yeah. So you got the hang of it. So you sure you don't want to do one of the music? Because I got a good one. I got a really good one.
You can do it. You can ask.
I'll ask you, T. All right. Vocals only. Right?
Vocals, okay.
Vocals only. Whitney, Mariah, Patti LaBelle.
Ooh, snaps. God almighty.
That's a good one, huh? That's a good one.
Whitney is a starter.
Really?
And I got to go with Patti LaBelle. That's my bench.
Really? You'll cut Mariah, huh?
Man, Patti is I'm like Maya.
Patty's my starter.
Like a legend.
She's my starter.
A legend. Would you agree, Maya? Patti is like a legend.
She is.
Maya's like, I ain't messing with y'all, man. She over there.
No. This has nothing to do. She's not feeding into my. She's not feeding into my choices. But yeah, I mean, but she would agree that Patti is a legend.
Respectfully first.
Patti, okay, yeah, Patty's Now that's. I met Patti once, and I did hit one of her notes in front of her, and she was very impressed. I will say that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You can.
And I did that
now.
without.
You can do something right now off the cousin. You can do it in front of Patti.
You know what's break right quick.
Or we can just pause for the calls and let's give our guys over at Hawthorne some love.
There it is. Let's go show Hawthorne with an E some love on this quick break. I see you with your hoodie on, dog, with your sunglasses, trying to look cool. Look like you just came in from the gym. You probably smell.
No. I smell just like I look. I look good, I feel good, and I smell good. Believe that.
No, I don't see it. I can smell you through the whole camera, and we thousands of miles away, brother.
That's good. I mean, I'm sure it's a pleasant scent. I'm just telling you.
Pleasant scent. Wow, what you got on?
I got on Hawthorne, homeboy. Hawthorne. That's Hawthorne with an E.
Oh, okay. So how'd you get your Hawthorne with an E?
What you mean? How did I get it?
How'd you get your Hawthorne with your E? Did you go online? Did you go take the quiz to kind of so you can see what your smell is and what your scent is and are you oily skin, dry skin? You got to take the quiz so you can kind of know exactly what the company will do to tailor the fragrance for you.
Yeah, I'm VIP, so everybody else can go take the quiz. But guys like myself, you don't really know much about that. I'm VIP. You would think that you would know that by now of all the shows that we've done. That's what it is. I'm VIP. I'm special. They make special scents, special fragrances for special people. And I'm just saying, girls, women, they like guys that smell good, dog. You can't just run from the gym and just run up into a girl's house, dog. You got to freshen up a little bit. And if you need to get some Hawthorne to do that, then I encourage that wholeheartedly.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. So everybody else out there, you do the exact same thing. Check out Hawthorne at hawthorne.co. That's Hawthorne with an E, and use my promo code POPCORN to get 10% off of your first purchase.
Yes, that's Hawthorne, HAWTHORNE.co, and use my code POPCORN to get 10% off your purchase as well. Hawthorne.co.
Well, you know what they say, T. If you like sex, you'll love bluechew.com.
No
and I
doubt,
know
man.
you do.
Oh, well, bluechew.com offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. Hey, if you perform on the field, you best be able to perform in that bedroom. And with these chewables, you got it.
These chewables have the exact same ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, right? They work faster. They can be used on a full and or empty stomach.
And only takes a few minutes to work. So hopefully you don't work as fast as they do.
You know what they say, chew it and do it. And that's not just talking about the chewable.
You got to love Blue Chew. Gives you confidence in the bedroom every time. You and your partner, you'll love it.
Just like in real life, you don't want to drop this ball. Pop it, chew it, get it done. Chew it and do it. BlueChew.com.
With these chewables, you need no in-person doctor visits, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy, and they ship directly to your door in discreet packaging.
So when this pandemic is over and you don't have your mask on, you can still go to get your chewables. Here's a great deal for you guys.
Visit bluechew.com and get your first order free when you use promo code GPR. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BLUE chew.com, promo code GPR. So, Maya, we know,
Okay.
I'm going to go back early in the segment. You said you got a bunch of animals, some dogs, some rabbits, all that good stuff. So are these animals, are they like replacement or just?
Yeah, let us see one of them.
Are these animals in place of like men in your life?
No. No.
I'm trying to figure out because just like the outside world, I'm just like the outside world. We all want to know. Oh, who's that?
Oh, what's up,
Jack?
Jack?
Yeah, he's a
Jax. What's up, Jax?
Okay, Jax. What's
up? Which one is that? That's the rot?
Yes, this is the Roddy. He's Serbian and German.
Okay. Oh, look, he can't take his eyes off you. Look at him.
He's just a big old baby.
So what's going on in the love life, in the love world of Miss Maya these days? Are we single? We looking? We dating?
Married to self. I
okay.
Really go about it. I married.
Ain't go wrong there.
And honestly, I mean, I'm always on the grind, and I support family, so I'm not really
You ain't
focused
tripping.
on anything else right now, but I'm always open to it. But obviously the priority has been to focus on this independent career and figure that out for years and then serve all the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, right now I'm stationary, so there's nothing that I can do or get into.
See, it's
but
funny.
I've always been on the road since I started. I've not stopped traveling. So this is the first time in my entire career that I've been stationary for this long. And I'm still working, you know. It's just through the computer or the studio work or virtual interviews, etc. And all these new platforms with new performance platforms virtually or concerts, etc. So, I mean, as far as love life, there's absolutely nothing happening right now.
Right.
So would you have somebody or would be looking for somebody in the same similar industry, just as busy as you are?
No, it's not that. I think it's more of where that person is mentally and spiritually. I think you can be in any profession as long as you are a hard worker. It's more about the person, the character. I have had past relationships where the dynamic was just not congruent, not balanced, where, you know, I keep weird hours at night and sometimes in the studio for 3 days straight because that's what it takes, you know, to get a composition correct, mixed, mastered. And so that person has to be secure with themselves, but you also, as the individual, have to welcome that person into your world so that they're a witness and understand all of the different components, the process, how long the process takes, introduce your family, your team, so that there's comfortability, and that takes time. And someone's going to have discipline before you cross the line. That person is me, of course, with all these challenges I put myself through before you cross that line to get to know each other. And I think that's the healthy way to do it. So you don't title a situation that's premature with all of these expectations that fall under the title. And then things fall through the cracks because you always put the cart before the horse. You know, I don't expect men to be comfortable, first of all, with my type of lifestyle because it's all over the place. It's state to state, city to city, country to country. And some of the assumptions are way off. You know, and I'm sure that you guys have experienced the same thing, but if they're not invited, but first of all, you got to get to know that person before they even come into your circle like that.
Right. Now, you just can't come backstage when I just met you.
It's very intimidating, I would say. And I've always felt that on the other side where it's not dating within the industry. That's the thing. It's that person has to be secure with themselves, but there also has to be that person that's disciplined enough to invite or to abstain from anything that creates this assumption or connection and expectations prematurely. So that you can invite them into your world. They can absorb all of that to give them the opportunity to see, is this something that I can compete with? Is this something that I feel comfortable with? And it goes both ways. You know, that goes for me as well, regardless of what my profession is, because I'm always going to be wondering if I don't know. And that's just been the biggest issue for me in relationships. And then obviously being busy all the time. But I feel like there's a will, there's a way. It's timing.
Timing is important.
Man, I like that. We appreciate that. You sound like you eloquently described myself. Hatch, do not hate. I know you're going to start.
I'm not hating, but it's not even close to what. No, not even close.
Hey, she got me when she started talking about being confident in oneself, congruency, all those things, being patient.
That's not what she meant. That's not what she meant. When she talked about confidence, she's talking about in the relationship. You're talking about confident when you walk outside. You think everybody's looking at you. Ain't nobody looking at you.
No, that's not what that's not how I interpreted that. Maybe that's how you interpreted it. That's not how I interpret it. But yeah, we appreciate that. So everybody, all these men that are out here listening, there you have it. She let you know. you're a hardworking person, a person of character, and all the other laundry list of
man,
things.
you gonna have these dudes hitting up for inbox, man. Don't tell them people
Hey,
out there.
That's not
Hey, she probably already got guys hitting her up for her DM.
right. I'm just saying those are some of the qualities, and that's
I mean,
not even the half. You know,
I like to hear your perspective, because from the male perspective, when we say those things, like the females always like you put your work in front of the relationship, and I'm like, there's girls out there that do that, but there's we never hear it. For you to say that and give the female perspective, again, females can be on their grind and be focused just like, any other male athletes and entertainers out there as well. So I'm glad that you said that, because it's just a different perspective that males got to understand. Like you said, they might not get what they want, because as a male, we think, oh, we don't want it all the time in the world. And then as soon as you've gone for 3 months, they go like, well, can we spend some time together? You're like, I'm gone. I'm on the road. Like the road is the road. You're going to be gone regardless. So it's just a different perspective on that as well.
I think there's a right time and a right place for it. I'm not in the right space in many areas of my life mentally. To take on a full relationship, that's one thing I know. But I do believe in love. I do believe and have faith in relationships. I think it's beautiful when it's right.
Right.
It's dysfunctional as hell when it's not. And I really, truly believe that two people should be elevating each other and adding to each other's lives instead of being a subtraction. That's all. At the end of the day, you can mention woman or man of God. All of those things fall into the basic qualities of what I'm looking for. And I haven't even gone down the list of just basic qualities, but I'm not picky either. And respectfully, you have to understand where people are in their lives. And that's kind of where I am right now. Right. I have to give all this love and attention and time to myself, obviously, so that I show up in a relationship as my best self. Yeah. To expect the best from someone else. That's really it.
Yeah. You got to love yourself before anybody else will love you. That's for sure. Is this something like do you write about these types of things as well?
Sure.
Is that
I actually did a whole music video about it in a wedding dress.
Okay.
I married myself in a music video.
Oh man, you like Dennis Rodman.
Well, it wasn't like that. But it's very, very necessary for you to do your work on yourself and practice self-love and not expect it from anyone else before you give it to yourself. And I see a lot of that because we're indoctrinated to think that, this other person is going to make us feel valid or create validation with our friends or the public that wants us to be in a relationship so bad because they want to be in your personal life to get to know you even more, and it's exciting. You get to live vicariously through that person, and they just appoint you automatically. And then when you're a woman coming of an older age, how come you're not married? When are you going to get married? How come nobody wiped you up? When are you going to pop out some babies for us? We need a little Maya. Hold up.
Right.
Maya.
Are you speaking of the parent? Are you speaking of the parents? Right.
No, I'm not talking about my parents. My mother's my business manager.
Friends and all that, right?
So, but parents though. Speaking of the parents. Oh, I know that. Well, yeah, I know fans for sure. They're always. But speaking of the. They're not? Okay. So,
never
but in the South. Right. But in the South.
My parents got divorced, so they have never pressured me to be anything, to do anything, to rush into. They just always enforce us, make sure it's right. And trust your gut, trust your instinct, follow your intuition, etc. But they've never rushed anything.
And neither should you. I like it. So there's another segment we do on the show called the social status segment, where we kind of want to hear of a story from your social media, talking about your great fans that you have. Has anybody ever talked to you crazy, like on Twitter, Instagram, maybe like you said on the feed, or like DM'd you something crazy where you really wanted to clap back at them? Or, probably make you angry inside, but you didn't reply, but you wanted to reply?
Oh, there's something every day, but I just press the block.
Really?
Yeah.
You blocking people. You got crazy fans.
I mute, I block, I restrict
Wow.
now that that's an
Wow.
option so that they can still comment, because sometimes when you block, what happens is they constantly create new pages to harass you because now they're offended.
Why people harassing you though? Why they gonna harass you? You ain't hurt nobody.
Attention.
Yeah.
I don't know, but hurt people. So
True.
there's a lot of that out there, no matter how much good you do in the world, no matter how much you mind your business and sip your water and eat your fruits. It is what it is. And there is a lot of hate that I see, but my fans don't see it because those accounts are restricted. Their comments are deleted because I just don't like the energy. And if I don't delete it, they become bullied. And, the fact that they're hurt and throwing hate out there already, and you have a whole fan base that's coming at you, telling you to kill yourself. That's why I just delete negativity, because it sparks these paragraphs from other people as well defending me, but I don't want anything to do with that. So
just keep it all out.
The block button to be my best friend and not responding at all to that. Unless, of course, I'm teaching a nice lesson in a classy manner where I'm informing this person about themselves or perspective. And I'll just end it with, blessings, love and light.
Right.
Have a blessed day. That's really it.
I'm going to pray for you.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Again, he's got more people that come at him and, I just don't get it, but I'll be telling him, don't even reply, but there's just like so many, from the male point of view, it's like, well, I can't be no punk, so we have to reply with something. But again, it's these people from the basement, don't go outside and just on their computer, just getting on people's nerves.
They're just bored. They just want to feel like their opinion matters.
But it doesn't.
Yeah. And then the thing is, like, I know sometimes I'll clap back every now and then, but over the years, I've realized, okay, if they're posting something, they don't really know you read it until you respond. So if you don't really give them a response, then, you just they just feel like, I'm pretty sure they just get lost in the shuffle. But as Hatch said, sometimes, somebody, you'll see enough of those comments that, one will probably just eat at you. And you're like, let me just say something. And then that will roll into a full engaged conversation.
That rabbit hole.
Right. Oh, yeah. And I'm honestly like Maya. I just had to do that the other day. Like, I went back and forth with this guy. I was like, I'm just going to say something. And then it turned really to like a full-fledged kind of like back and forth. But for me, I'm not angered, but they think that I'm angry. Right. Like, sometimes I'm over here laughing, responding, and they thinking I'm mad. And then they get to a point of like, okay, block, mute, restrict, whatever the case may be. Yeah. But let's get off this subject. I want to talk about this veganism, because Hatch he's not full vegan, but
I'm on the way though.
But he's introduced me into a few vegan items or what have you, and I've tried them. I'm not opposed to it. It's just not something I feel like I want to just delve off into just yet. But obviously, a lot of sports figures, a lot of guys, especially football guys now, they have adopted the vegan lifestyle or what have you. How has that enhanced your career? Obviously, I think personally, and then just with your fitness, what has vegan done for you? I mean, for all the listeners that are out there, and I'm sure we have some vegan listeners, but people that may be on the cusp and maybe want to try something different. Maybe they think that veganism is like a diet or some sort. Obviously, it's not that, but it's just a new lifestyle, a way of living. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, vegan life actually started with a willpower challenge. For me, I was vegetarian prior. And upon getting into a toxic relationship, I gained all this weight and went back to my old ways prior to being vegetarian. And so upon leaving that relationship, I went back to vegetarianism for 6 months, but I said, I'm going to do better than I was before this relationship. And the next step is vegan life. Never really knew much about it, but I learned quickly as I stepped into it, and I saw all of these effects take place, positive benefits. I was sleeping better, reversed my anemia because I was low on iron as a vegetarian. And going vegan reversed that for me. Wow. I also lost all of that weight that I acquired. And my skin just started to look youthful. Lots more.
How much more youthful can you look? You've always been youthful.
No, I didn't see in a relationship, but I started looking younger. I started feeling younger. I didn't have any more fractures. My knee issues subsided. As a dancer, that's very important. Just mental clarity. And then there was a spiritual revelation that happened when I connected all the dots and the pieces together about what veganism really is. And obviously that was awareness through research. And so it began with food. And then I started slowly getting rid of my luggage, the Louis V luggage, and consuming only vegan products, buying vegan makeup and vegan hair care, and then vegan handbags and wallets and passport holders. No more vegan furniture instead of. So it's a whole lifestyle. That's the lifestyle. Now car interiors with the Tesla is available in vegan leathers, because once you see the cruelty behind, whether it be vanity or meat consumption for food, you are spiritually altered. And then when you start understanding the connection with the environment and planet Earth and how animal agriculture is the number one cause of global warming and climate change and destruction of the Amazon and ocean dead zones and species extinction, habitat loss, I'm blown away. And so then it becomes a spiritual revelation and transformation that's permanent for life. Once you go down that rabbit hole, you don't come out, because now you're in the know. And so it's really from a place of understanding and awareness and knowledge, the things that they don't teach us for a reason, but also health, health for our planet, health of ourselves, for ourselves, and reversing ailments in my family and community, which suffers the most. I'm determined through this vegan life and different tiers of it to just break the generational diet and the generational curse of what my family's played with, the diabetes, the heart disease, the high cholesterol. My mother is a 2-time cancer survivor. So it runs deep for me and it's done wonders for me. And so during this quarantine, I've been able to cook for family and they've loved the cooking. I'm now doing cooking sessions online via Zoom with the fans, conducting challenges, because people really want to know what my secret is, but it's no secret at all. I have a starter guide for people out there that do want to transition into this lifestyle and get as much information as possible about the whole array. It's available on myamaya.com/lifestyle. Okay. And the next step would be to, become a licensed certified nutritionist, plant-based, of course, so that I can be very knowledgeable about nutrition as well.
And again, can you repeat that? Where can they find that?
myamaya.com/lifestyle is where you can get free starter guide for PDF download if you're interested.
Yeah, definitely. So, hey, Hatch, there you go. I mean,
it's heavy.
Hatch, you heard what she said. Once you go down that rabbit hole,
I'm on the outside rabbit hole. I'm still at veggie burgers. Like, give me some time.
Once you go down that rabbit hole, you're not coming back.
So, yeah. But the thing about living in LA, there are some great vegan restaurants. So you can eat vegan and it's good food. You can get full. So it's a lot easier here in LA than say if somebody were in Ohio or Pennsylvania, because they don't have a lot of vegan restaurants. But again, when I'm going out to look for restaurants now, I do look more for vegan spots than the normal boa and katana. Like, let me try something, the vegan food, because I like it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, and everything that we love and grew up on, the fried chicken and waffles, or even I mean, the list goes on and on.
On and on and on.
Buffalo
I mean, the way that I look, people will probably think I've been eating vegan, but I'm not. I just naturally look good like this.
No.
Hatch, you might need to jump on that.
Hey,
you might need to jump
I tell you what,
vegan.
you
might need to jump on that.
I tell you what, that's why I look 25 and you look 55.
No,
you gotta get off that ham and pork and pork chops, whatever you're doing over there.
You need to eat whatever Myas says. Go to that website and whatever's on there, you need to get on.
I will, and I'll stay on top. Don't be a hater.
Some quick game before we change the subject. Everything that we've always loved and grew up on, there is a plant-based version of it that you can either make yourself in your own kitchen or that you can buy from your store and your local grocery store, especially Whole Foods, of course. But everything is just all about substitutes in the vegan life. So it's not rabbit food. You won't starve. You won't lose weight unless you're eating raw foods and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? But you can really enjoy life and be vegan.
Right.
Stigma attached to it.
Yeah. People thought they would just go be hungry and be mad all the time because they're hungry. I'm like, no, you get full off of vegan food. Like,
and vegan doesn't mean healthy either, because there's a lot of junk food that's processed and vegan. Fries are vegan, rice is vegan, pasta is vegan. But the more, obviously, the plants, vegetables, and fruits that you place in your diet, the nuts and seeds, more raw options, your performance will be better. Your recovery time as athletes will be better. Less inflammation, less mucus in your system, all kinds of things that you benefit from. And you break records. Watch Game Changers when you get a chance.
I saw that. Absolutely saw that. I think the plant-based pasta has changed my life. That's the big one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate you giving us, I can say your expertise, your information as far as, the vegan lifestyle, because like I said, it's all about a will and a want to. And I think when you try to, all these diets that are just popping up, and especially an artist per se, just like some years back when Beyonce did the cayenne pepper and everybody wanted to jump on that. But people listen to, celebrities, athletes, or what have you. And when they see the proof is in the pudding, they see somebody like yourself, and you speak and they see the benefits. I think that's what people want to see. They want to hear those things. And for myself, I don't claim to be a nutritionist or anything like that, but over the years, I just learned to eat healthy. And growing up in the South, I'm sure Hatch, and I'm sure you have at one point in time, we've eaten the fried chicken, the cornbread, and lamb, the pork chops and things of that nature. But it's all about, again, a lifestyle that you would like to adopt, and you're going to have some transformation, some transition into that diet. It's not going to happen overnight. So I like the fact that you explained, the different avenues in which you can attain this vegan lifestyle. So it's definitely good and refreshing to hear. And as you said, it's about a lifestyle. It's about wanting to do the right thing. And if you see the benefits, that's what's really going to make you, like you said, go down in that rabbit hole. And like I said, the results and the benefits are endless. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But no, Maya, thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate you. Let's say giving us your time, your expertise. You know what I'm saying? Good. I'm going to take it all into consideration. I'm going to work on my album. I'll get that to you. Let you go ahead and No, but thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you, Ma.
Thank you for having me. That was fun. That was the whole hour, really?
Yeah.
We're an hour and 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We just be clowning. We ain't doing nothing.
It goes by. It goes by when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Well, yep. You stay safe out there on the East Coast. Need anything else from us? Let us know. We'll get you all like the assets and all that stuff.
Also, I caught you. Just, I think it was yesterday. You do this what is it called? Smooth. What is it? Smooth something groove. You're playing a lot of music. What is it called? Was that a one-time thing or is this a reoccurring thing?
Nick.
Yeah, I caught the end.
Oh yeah, you.
Smooth Stone's Afterglow show. I have a radio show on the album that I was talking about earlier. I play the part of a radio personality, and people always tease me, but also encourage me about doing radio because of my voice. They say,
yes.
To a quiet storm hour, I would listen to it, or guided meditation. I want to do it, so.
Or a podcast.
A podcast, or anything with voice. But that comes from an album called Smooth Jones. And it's a radio show that does not exist except for in my mind. But
so you just
like
recreated that.
That's where it starts in your mind, Gold Mouth.
Right,
in your mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what?
I caught the last probably like few minutes of it. I had jumped on, and I think this was actually the day that I told them, I was like, "Yo, we should get Maya on." And then I saw you were on live, and then I jumped on there and I told them, I said, "Yo, she's actually on live right now." And I caught it's called Smooth Jones or something like that. But yeah.
Jones Afterglow show or radio.
Right. Yeah. So is this?
Are you gonna do a versus?
Well, that's an album. That's the Grammy nominated album I was talking to you about. But in that album, I'm conducting a radio show with the type of music I like from the 70s and 90s, but it's all original music of my own. And then I close it out with that slow jam that you heard on
jam this time.
So, you know.
So you were asking her, Hatch, about verses.
Are you going to do a versus, Maya? And verse who?
She's asking me about this thing. I've never thought about it, but in a recent interview, I said I'm always open to many things, and I left it at that. You know,
but you won't say no names. Who you want to?
No names because they've already done.
They've already. I already know. They already went down there. And I know who it's gonna be against too.
That's all I said. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
I know who it's gonna be against. I already know.
Okay.
Who is it? Who is it? Who would you think that would be a great versus with Maya?
Brandy.
Really? I always thought because of the era and the
oh really? I thought her and Brandy would be a good one.
No, so okay, yeah.
That's just me. That's my personal preference. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to listen to. No, all good. Well, no, Maya, thank you. Appreciate you. Like I said, stay safe out there. Keep leading.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
There you have it. I'm Getcha Popcorn Ready podcast with Maya. Holla. There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Grammy winner, Maya. That was good stuff. That was
hey
good
man,
stuff.
Yeah, you trust me. You have no idea. I'm black as all get out, but bro, I was blushing the whole time, dog. I was blushing the whole show. I don't know if you couldn't see. I don't know if you saw it.
You're lucky I couldn't see.
These cheeks are what color? Black and red.
Yeah,
what is that?
I saw your teeth. I saw your teeth the whole show. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I had to show her these pearly whites. You know what I mean? And she light skinned. She's considered red. Black like red, red like black. You know what I mean? That's how it goes.
Man, y'all ain't no checkerboard. I ain't trying to hear all that.
I'm just telling you how it goes, dog. You know what I mean?
No, like I said, she's matured. You can tell she's in her space. She's comfortable with who she is. She's comfortable with her fan base. She knows what they're going to talk about. She got fan base that has her back. Like I said, I like what she done with her career. Again, she's kind of took off and said, I'm going to be me regardless of what the industry says.
Absolutely. Some of the things that you mentioned, I feel like she's spiritually grounded, mentally grounded, nutritionally grounded.
Yeah.
I mean, she pretty much, like I said, for a lot of guys out there, and I'm really being serious right now, for any eligible bachelor out there, I mean, she checks a lot of boxes. Like you said, she's very mature. She's secure in who she is. And again, I like her explanation as far as someone that someone may be in pursuit of, is that, as long as they're hardworking, they're a person of good character, and all the things that she mentioned. So obviously you got to listen to the show to listen to some of those things. But yeah, it was very refreshing. And again, like I said, I got the same thing from listening to her. She's a very mature Maya.
Absolutely. Like I said, I want to take it to the 3 and out regarding the Maya show. So, and I thought the number one thing is when she was talking about becoming an independent artist, and she had that talk with Prince, and Prince kind of gave her the little blueprint to be an independent artist, and she's followed it to a T.
2 words: stay independent.
Stay independent. Prince put her on game, and like I said, she ain't missed a step since.
Right.
You know, and I think from her, again, executive producing, write and sing, and like she knew she could do all that, and now she's proven it to herself. I just wish, you know, Prince was still around to kind of, I'm sure he'd be major proud of her as well, you know.
Yeah, man, that was good to hear. Especially, I mean, to have a mentor like Prince, that's not a lot of artists, you know, get to have someone in their life like a Prince. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, this dude right here, I mean, he's one of a kind.
Absolutely. I think like I said, the second thing I take away is the boxing. You know,
the number two thing. Yeah, I would say obviously, I that shocked me too. That number one, she's a boxing fan.
Major.
And it just that took me totally off guard. I was very taken back with that in a good way. The fact that she said that, you know, she draws a lot of strength from, you know, really the approach of a boxer, a professional boxer. And then, you know, when you think about some of the greatest boxers, you know, to grace this earth, and you've watched, you know, box, you think about the Muhammad Ali's, the Floyd Mayweathers, you think about the Evander Holyfields, the Mike Tysons. Just think about the mental preparation that those individuals, and there's obviously a lot of others, just think about what they go through to that preparation. And I've heard, you know, a lot of what they go through leading up to a big fight, and then just the day of. I'm like even now, I'm thinking like the day of a fight, what their adrenaline is like. But yeah, just to hear her say that she draws strength from the approach of a boxer was really refreshing to hear.
Yeah, how she kind of compared like the rhythm and art of boxing as far as, like I said, the plan of attack as being an artist is the same as being a boxer. Like that was pretty amazing how she kind of, you know, put those two together on the same plane. I think the third thing I think was the vegan. Like I mean, when she talked about the when you throw everything away, because, you know, me, like I said, eating veggie burgers, you know, here and there, and eating at some vegan restaurants, I'm that close to being, you know, living that lifestyle. But she's like, you know, she threw luggage away. When you throwing Louis Vuittons away, that means you're serious about being vegan.
First of all, she ain't thrown no Louis away. She may have sold it. She ain't thrown nothing away.
Ain't throw it away, huh?
She definitely ain't thrown no Louis away. She may have, I don't know, maybe giving it to a family member or something like that. But she has, I would say she has gone to that sunken place, if you will, for veganism. Which isn't a bad thing, people that are listening. But I mean, when you talk about, I mean, I heard passion when we talked about veganism. Like, she went on, she's very articulate, she's very educated, well versed in veganism, and that lets you know that she's really serious about that lifestyle. And I think, you know, what she shared with everybody that was listening and that will be listening. It's a place. She said, once you go there, you go down in that rabbit hole, you're not coming back. And obviously, as she definitely doesn't seem like she's coming back out of that rabbit hole. No. And when you start throwing things, I mean, I was even educated on the fact that they have vegan leather for cars and things of that nature. I mean, she's in that sunken place. She's in the rabbit hole.
She's in love with the vegan journey, and I think you have to be to continue to stay down the hole, if you will, stay down that rabbit hole, if you will.
Man, I can't wait. I'm trying to find me a significant other. I want somebody to love me like she loves vegan.
That should be a song, right? That should be the song. Love me like you love vegan.
Like Maya loves vegan.
Oh, that's hilarious. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful songbird Maya on Getcha Popcorn Ready podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on the Himalaya app, wherever you get your podcasts.
Definitely please check us out on all our social media platforms. If you see us on IG story, don't forget to swipe, share, and subscribe.
Sharing is caring. Yeet. Peace.
No doubt.